What's going on, guys? Jordan Scott here today, bringing you guys my week of tech news. Let's get started. Niantic announces PvP for Pokemon Go. The game, which has 4 regions, Pokestops, gyms, raids, and the recently announced buddy system, will be including PvP, but only to level 40s. It's expected to release sometime in early 2019. You will need to be within the same physical space as the person you're trying to battle. That's because you're going to need to scan the buddy code that comes with each account. Although, if you are friends with somebody for more than 30 or 90 days, depending on your buddy level, you will be able to initiate remote battles. Up next, NASA's InSight spacecraft is safely landed on Mars. The journey, which lasted roughly 7 months and cost nearly $1 billion, will see the outer space robotic explorer study Mars's mantle, crust, and core. It will study the mantle, crust, and core using seismographic sensors installed on the spacecraft. Along with the explorer, 2 briefcase-sized CubeSats were launched to test deep space communication. The tests were successful. 2 thumbs up to that. Awesome things should be coming from this research on Mars. Hopefully this takes us one step closer to life on Mars. Third story of the day. Apple finally squashes their Amazon beef. Well, not really. But after a 9-month exclusivity period where only HomePods were allowed to stream Apple Music, Apple has allowed Amazon to accept Apple Music commands on their Alexa devices. This is pretty good for consumer technology, just because the type of communication that happens between 2 companies when something like this happens is always a plus for the consumer. This type of communication should always be happening between all tech companies, just so that the technology can advance at a faster pace. Fourth story of the day, Microsoft's Hololense shows up for boot camp. The Army has recently purchased a $480 million contract to receive new prototypes of the Microsoft Hololense. This tech is intended for use in the battlefield to increase lethality, mobility, and situational awareness. The HoloLens first shipped in 2016 for $3,000. It offers a mixed reality experience, unlike the Vive, Oculus, and PSVR that offers a fully immersive experience. The Microsoft HoloLens allows you to see things in combination with your real-life sight. In my opinion, while I'm not that big a fan of war, this should see the technology of reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, whatever it may be pushed forward. When things enter the military sphere, things start to move at a higher pace just because of the amount of money that gets poured into this thing. So $480 million, poured into technology like this is a major benefit to the field in general. So, while I don't appreciate war, 2 thumbs up for that. Last but not least, let's talk about the e-bike revolution that could be potentially happening. Uber bought e-bike company Jump earlier this year in April. After the purchase, Uber saw a sharp increase of e-bike riders and a sharp decrease in Uber riders. This could be changing the landscapes of cities everywhere. Even though the rideshare revolution is underway as we speak, personalized e-vehicles, I guess you could say, are starting to pop up everywhere in forms of scooters and bikes. I love the idea of clean energy being used for people to use as transportation, although there is a big space concern about where these vehicles will be placed. In Beijing, there's been a big issue of bikes and scooters just being laid on the side of the street, and I believe that the companies and users need to be held accountable for where they are placing these vehicles or devices. Regardless, I feel like this is a positive trend in the world of transportation technology, and I feel like this is a welcoming change to any smart city. That's it for your news this week. I'll see you guys again next week. Have a good day/week.